Tonight, the Giz Wiz is back with some cool summer gadgets. Plus, is online community changing the face of journalism? And it's Dark Tip time. I'll give you my top 5 dark tips. Live from the Tech TV studios in San Francisco, it's the Screensaver!
Go ahead! The Screensavers. I'm Patrick Norton, and Kevin, that's the Giz Wiz.
Giz Wiz. No, I thought he was talking about foo-foo. Right. Never mind. I'm Leo Laporte. Thank you for joining us here on.
You did not just say that on national television.
I thought he was talking about Dan. Now it's no, not me. This is the show where you're going to be glad you watched, because it's really going to be good.
You're going to want to wash your hands.
Over the next 60 minutes, we will answer your toughest computer questions and talk to the Giz Wiz. So there. But meanwhile,
let's bug Sarah in the Nook. Are you blogging?
I'm worried. I think Kevin's crying somewhere.
He was very embarrassed by that whole horrible incident.
I'm just chilling today, you know, hanging out. Actually, Leo, what you don't know is that I'm coming to Mexico.
Are you?
Well, yeah, I'm going to meet you down there.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
Oh,
just hanging with you and the fam.
Hanging. We're going to learn how to surf. We're going to do, it's going to be great. I'm going to come back. I'm going to be brown as a berry.
Hang 10.
Hang 10. Do you know how to surf? You surf. Patrick surfs.
Very poorly.
Yeah.
Do you surf?
Little longboarding, but
longboarding. See, she's.
I'm not as fearless as Patrick. I have a feeling.
Some dude's stupid for fearless, and it's probably.
And I think Dan should come down because I understand they have excellent stew in Mexico. The stew is.
Wait.
Love it. Mexican stew.
I can see food living on fish tacos.
Yum yum. Yeah, that's it. It's gonna be on the beach. The restaurant's on the beach. You sit in the sand while you're eating. Isn't that great?
Brown as a nut, round as a berry.
I'm gonna be. It's time for the latest tech news, the stuff that caught our eye in the news today. Very interesting series of cases talking about domain names today. Well, first of all, one that's been going on for 6 years now has finally been resolved. The battle over the URL sex.com. 6 years ago, a guy named Gary Kremen registered sex.com, and this is 1995, okay? More than 6, like 7 or 8 years ago.
Prescient.
He was smart. He said, this is going to be useful. And it is valuable. A fellow named Stephen Cohen allegedly sent a forged letter to the registrar, to Network Solutions, saying, I am Gary Kremen, and transfer my domain, sex.com, over to Stephen Cohen. Of course, it was a forgery, but VeriSign, or it was Network Solutions, now VeriSign did it. There has been a court battle going on for the last 6 years. The Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, got into the matter and now says sex.com belongs to the original owner, Gary Kremen.
Yeah.
And
upheld the damages, which are going to be a little hard to collect.
60 million, I think, in damages. An amazing amount of money.
Stephen Cohen is apparently hiding out in Mexico, avoiding extradition.
I have nothing to do with it. Now, VeriSign says domain names are not legal property, so they're not liable for giving it away because you couldn't ever give it away. So that's one. Now here's another one. There's a new domain name just been announced. The LA is the first city to have its own domain name, .LA. Originally belonged to Laos, the Southeast Asian country, but they figured you don't need it. And no, it was actually purchased by LA Names, a British company that will operate it. So really, if you think about it, it's not that the city of LA has its own domain. It's just that this company is paying Laos to use .LA for companies with the .LA who want the .LA name. $50 a year, though. It's not expensive.
Well, compared to what, $8.95 for.
So big domain news. That's right. Well, 50 is a little more expensive. You're right.
It's a lot more expensive. Oh well. SCO is expected to act against IBM Monday.
This is the big day.
Case that drags on. Basically, SCO is going to ask a judge to halt sales of AIX, IBM's Unix product, Unix problem at this point. To obtain a preliminary injunction, SCO would have to prove the lawsuit's merit, i.e. that there actually is code that they didn't license. It would also need to prove damages couldn't be settled with a simple payment, probably a small one-time payment. And the Unix name is also at the center of another legal battle. It's like Unix warfare in the courtrooms these
Ever
days.
since Unix was created, this wonderful, lovely friendly, open operating system has been the subject of court battle after court battle after court battle.
Not to mention a lot of flame wars and a lot of fighting in the streets. Anyhow, the center of the legal battle is the Open Group, a San Francisco company that owns a trademark for the name Unix.
They own the trademark for Unix, not SCO.
Right.
Not Novell.
We're not talking about the code, we're talking
just
about
the name.
Well, they filed a suit against Apple in December of 2001. Apple is touted, of course, OS X as a Unix-based operating system.
Which it is.
Right, because it comes from
FreeBSD,
which is the mod kernel, which is descendant of Unix. Anyhow, Apple's now filed a countersuit claiming Unix is a generic term, kind of like Xerox, which is not, right? They're basically saying it's not a trademark anymore. It's a
You know, the thing is, Open Group's not asking for a lot. They're asking for 110,000.
Right.
Not millions, just 110,000.
It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah. Well, but this is the thing that Apple doesn't want. They don't care about the money.
Right.
If Open Group's saying, if you're going to use the name Unix, we have to test you for Unix compliance. And if you're not, you can't use the name. And that is a little bit more tricky. Apple obviously doesn't want to get involved in that.
Oh, man. From the BBC, cell phones are to be banned from pools in Australia that fear, well, basically Australians are fear the camera pictures or photos, you know, there's a word for this.
Camera cell phones.
That's the one.
That's the word. Are being banned from YMCA swimming pools in Australia. They're afraid of peeping toms and locker rooms. And apparently lots of gyms and lockers all over the world are doing this.
Seems like a very good idea.
I guess. I don't know. Wouldn't you know if I took your picture with my camera phone? Maybe not.
I won't even tell you the URL. There's a lot of people that don't know they're naked.
Our online poll question of the day: where will camera phones be banned next? Where should they be banned next?
Movie theaters.
Nudist colonies.
The CIA headquarters.
Or conventions of camera phone users. Go to the votes at screensavers.com. Let us know what you think. First call of the day.
Charles joins us on the phone from West Palm Beach, Florida.
West Palm Beach, Florida. We got a bunch of people in the audience from West Palm Beach. There you go. What's your names?
Charles.
Charles, and what's your name?
David.
Do you know David?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Guess it's a bigger town than I thought. What can we do for you, Charles?
Basically, I would like to know, how do you erase or clean the drop-down box of past searches in Google?
Oh, yeah. Because that's kind of handy when you go search Google. It remembers where what you've typed before, and it will kind of offer. If I type, see, it doesn't remember anything on this one. I wish it did. But it would normally give me a drop-down menu here. Now, that actually isn't Google doing that. You know that, Charles. That's Internet Explorer doing that.
Okay.
All right, and that's an easy thing to do in the Internet Explorer options. You go to Tools, Internet Options, and you go to Content. That's the Content tab. I'm thinking this is autocomplete. I'm trying to remember, but I think it's autocomplete. So you go to Personal Information, select autocomplete. Yeah, here it is. Under autocomplete, there's different things autocomplete can remember. Web addresses, that's up in the address bar. And this is the one. And see why it didn't drop down for me? We have forms unchecked. And that's what you need to do, Charles. You need to uncheck forms. And if you want to forget everything that you've done before, press the Clear Forms button, and that'll clear out that form that's here in the Google search thing, okay?
Thanks.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, it's Options, and then you go to Content, press Autocomplete, and then Forms is the one you want to uncheck. You can't uncheck the other ones if the autocomplete in other areas bugs you, as it does sometimes with passwords, things like that. Thanks for the call, Charles.
You guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I'll introduce you to David when he goes back, okay?
Okay.
All right, take care.
Don't go anywhere, folks. You'll miss another stupefying dark tip.
Stupefying?
Stupefying. The master himself, Kevin Rose, is going to tell you how to secure your PC. And after the break, find out why something like this is one of the Giz Wiz's outdoor gadgetry picks.
What is it?
Right after these stimulating and exciting commercials. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. Joining us now via satellite from New York with some crazy outdoor gadgets is our favorite Mad Magazine writer, the Giz Wiz himself, Dick Debartolo. Hello, Dick. It's great to have you back.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, well, I'm thrilled that you're doing it on Friday the 13th. Don't you feel like Poltergeist could be around?
Whoa! What happened? He's upside down! Quick! Fix him!
No, the amazing thing is I'm in the studio hanging upside down.
Oh, so actually you're upside down now.
Yeah, I was saying, is there no electronic way to do this? They nailed my feet to the ceiling.
They had to rotate a thing. And I noticed your hairpiece fell right off. If you want to try to recover that, it's...
Yeah, it's out in the river. This looks like a fake backdrop. I'm out in the river.
Is that? And now, actually, that's a beautiful backdrop with a Chrysler building behind you. Is that real, or is that just a picture?
Oh, I'm afraid it's
just a picture. That's okay. It's a pretty picture.
But I am real. I am real, pal.
And today you've got outdoors. What?
Outdoor fun gadgets. For example, this little guy. This is Pen Fan. This is an actual little pen and a little. Oh, come on, your daughter's gonna love this.
I think this is great. Just as long as she doesn't stick her nose into it by accident.
No, you know what? It's little foam blade. Little foam blades. Real okay. That's from a company called O2 Cool.
Ooh.
And this is O2 Cool also because look, a little light show, a little fan. And in the back, a little misting bottle, so you can spray water through the fan and keep yourself cool. I don't know. From the minute I spend months gathering stuff, and he lasts for 6 minutes.
I know. I love that. That's a wonderful, serious product.
Okay. All right. How about the amazing beer chiller?
Well, what's so amazing about it?
Okay. All right, you put some ice in here and a little bit of water. This is when you have a hot can of beer and you can't wait. You don't want to dilute it with ice. Then you put it on the suction cup.
Right.
Put it back in the amazing. He's starting already. Here he goes. You push your little button. It rotates your beer through the ice and the water, and in 2 minutes it's icy cold.
Is that really true? Have you tried it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It really actually makes it icy cold in 2 minutes?
In 2 minutes.
Yeah, you don't start drinking and it's icy cold at the top and then it's warm in the middle?
Well, how many cans of beer do you want to consume for
I don't know. I'm just curious. I want to know. You could make ice cream in that thing.
Well, no, I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not. Okay. Hey, you know what? About, 10 years ago, someone came out with the hand-cranked radio.
Yes.
Then about 5 years later, someone added the spotlight to it.
Right.
Well, this is from Sharp Image. So now they have the light. They have the AM/FM radio. Now you can charge it with a little solar panel.
Ooh, I like that.
Now we have one AA battery in here because it also has a clock, a snooze alarm, a burglar siren, a blinker, and it's $40. So
it's a Swiss Army of flashlights. That's everything you'd ever want.
You know what? You could sell that to them.
I think I could.
If you need an extra 10 cents, I would sell that to them. Okay. Okay, this is the buglet, the bug off, okay? And I'm not talking about this, I'm talking about you later.
I'm leaving. And what is that, a bug off?
Okay, it's a lantern.
It's a lantern.
But it is also a task light.
It's a task
This is from Zelco. But it also has an ultrasonic bug repellent built right in. Okay, so...
Okay. So what?
Okay.
So while you're using the task light, then no bugs will bug you. Is that the idea?
When you go picnicking, you're at your barbecue.
Does it work?
And you're lighting.
Am I making a mistake asking you if this stuff works?
No, you're not, because I use this in my backyard.
Did you try it?
In Manhattan, mosquitoes carry knives.
I know, they're big, they're tough. That's absolutely true. They're gang members.
Just scare them away.
And this works. They're gone when you use that.
They don't come near you, That's great. Yeah. You can see it's a 300-foot area, and you can see them right outside that range going.
I can't get in.
I can't get in. They fly in, and it's like they hit a window.
All right.
Okay, Brookstone.
Yeah.
Temperature sensing fork. We've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of those.
But look, this one has added a little mini flashlight.
Oh, well, I needed that.
You're cooking your burgers at night.
Yeah. Oh, and I do that a lot.
When I look for stuff now, I go, how much will Leo not like this? No,
no, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't understand. So you're cooking in the dark? Is that what you're doing?
Okay. Yes. Barbecuing at night. Okay. This will tell you when the meat is done. You set it for meat, fish, burger, whatever it is. It'll tell you the amount of doneness.
You're going to have airplanes coming in. They're going to say, what are all these lights down here? I found the runway. For crying out loud.
Oh, my goodness. They're flying over the Chrysler building now.
Yeah, right.
Right. And you can light your meat.
Right.
Okay.
Light your meat.
Okay.
That's good.
I gave you that. Okay.
That's good.
Bar Master, this little guy, it looks like a flask.
Yes.
I know. Okay,
it does
so
look
you
like
want
a flask,
one.
but it's not a flask.
No, it has 500 drink recipes in it, little electronic bar maker. It also has bartender slang. For example, what does belly up to the bar mean?
Well, I can guess that because I got a belly. You just stick your belly right there to the... No?
According to the bartender's slang dictionary, belly up to the bar means it's your turn to buy the next round of drinks.
You keep telling me that, and I never believed you yet. Thank you, Dick Debartolo.
No, I know that. I know that.
There's one or two more there on the web. We had so much stuff today.
Oh, okay, good, yeah.
We'll save the laser softball, the ice and slice, and the Aquasonic water jet toothbrush for the GizWizBiz.com website, right?
Exactly. Go there and play the game and win your autographed copy of Mad Magazine.
Man, you guys are fast. You already have an X-Men 2 parody out. That
Absolutely.
was so quick.
We're on top of things, pal.
You are timely.
And we're going boating next month.
Next month, August 12th, I'll be out there doing Regis, and I hope we'll go for a ride.
We will.
Bring your lighted fork. Hey, thank you, Dick.
Okay, bye.
That's the Giz Wiz.
We'll need this.
Dick Debartolo. Yeah, bring that too. Belly, and it's your turn to belly up to the bar. As always, you can find all of Dick's outdoor gadgets at thescreensavers.com as well. Stay put. We have a blogger, author, Rebecca Blood, one of the most famous bloggers out there, here to show you her tips for making a great weblog. And some of the things she says may surprise you. Coming up next, our next caller, Scott, wants to find the best digital video recorder for his satellite service. Should he buy the one the satellite company offers, or a replay, or a TiVo? All that and more coming up after this quick break. Stay here. Oh, I'll be right back. Here I come. I'm sorry. Just, you know, I'm
like to load up your home with $100,000 worth of the coolest technology products.
You won't believe who I just met.
Go
ahead, keep talking.
Next week, thanks to our sponsor, Circuit City, Tech TV's Digital Dig Sweepstakes is going to give you a chance. Yep, in addition to the grand prize makeover for your home, $100,000 makeover, you'll also get a chance to win daily prizes like a TiVo or a portable DVD player.
That's right, Pat.
Here's the catch. You've got to watch Tech TV in order to enter, so go to www.techtv.com, Leo, to find out all the details.
Yeah, we've got some celebrities in the audience today, you know.
Really?
From Disney World, over on the right, ladies and gentlemen, one of the janitors. This guy plays in Epcot Center. He plays, he's one of the, you know, it's like, stop, he plays, there he is. He plays, you hear that? Rhythm. And then George Graffis is here, the weatherman from Green Bay. George, what channel is it? Channel? WBAY. WBAY. ABC, there you go. What's the weather going to be? Nice weather? Good, thumbs up. All right, that's good. And his family, and of course all of them are celebrities. We love having everybody out here in our audience today. Wonderful group of people. Anybody want to bang the drum? Just go right ahead there. They're all, look at that. They all got rhythm.
You know, that's how traditions start, folks. I wandered around with a garbage can in the audience.
Scott joins us on the line from Olympia, Washington. Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Hello, Leo and Pat.
Hello, Scott. How are you?
It's such a pleasure to talk to you. I've been watching you for so long.
Wow. Long-time viewer, first-time caller?
Yeah.
You're so patient with us.
TV days, I've been a big fan.
Well, welcome. It's very nice to have you on the show.
Thank you. My question is, Pat and Leo, I have a Dish Network system specifically to watch you guys.
Thank you. Channel 191, baby.
You bet. And I want to know the best PVR. I really like the Replay 5000 series.
Yes, and I know why you like it, because it has the network interface and you can share your video and all that stuff.
Right, exactly, yeah. And you can skip the commercials and so forth.
You know, they're taking the commercial skip out.
Yes, I know they're going to do that in the new version.
But that's the 6000. Your 5000 will do it.
Now, what would you recommend for a Dish Network system, a PVR that would work well with the system?
Well, you know, Dish has its own PVR.
Right.
And in general, there's a couple of reasons. Pat's got one, I've got one. I use a TiVo with a DirecTV, but the reason I use the one that DirecTV works with DirecTV directly is because it doesn't unencode the digital signal that's coming in. So the Dish PVR will just take the signal as it's coming from the satellite, record it right to the hard drive. There's no decoding into analog and then re-encoding into digital. So you get a better quality video out of that. That's one reason.
Another reason is if you use an external PVR with a actually, even with some mini digital cable boxes or a satellite cable box, you're going to have to use the thing they call like the IR blaster, which is essentially it sends IR commands from the PVR to your controller box to change channels and move stuff around, which can be, some people have no problems with it. A lot of people, they find it one of the great challenges of human existence.
Sometimes they have direct connects too, which work better.
If there's a serial connection, you've got no problem controlling the box. If there's not a serial connection, then you have to use the IR blaster, the little IR connection. It can be really painful if it doesn't work out right.
Look on the back of your dish decoder and see if it has a connector designed for a replay. In that case, you know, Scott, the fact that you've got the network might really outweigh the fact that you're decoding it into analog and then re-encoding it.
Yeah, I think I have some older Dish Network equipment, so I'm going to probably have an older version of the tuner. But
in that case, you're going to have to use the infrared, and that, you know, that's kind of funky.
Oh, so sometimes the older ones had the, well, you know what? Look at the back, see if there's a serial port. Ask around on some of the forums online to see if anybody's set either one of these up and how well they work. That's a really good thing to do. Is basically say, hey, have you run this combination? Did it work for you? And what do you think?
The Dish PVR is it's a good PVR. There's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't have a lot of those features that Replay has.
Right.
And you know what? If you buy it from a place that allows you to return it, you can try it, see if it works. If it doesn't work,
that's a good idea.
Take it back and get the direct Dish one.
We know what Joshua Brentano would say. He loves his Replay. He tells everybody.
I do too. I think those replays are awesome.
They're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad D&M bought them. It sounds like they're going to be around for a while. But you're right. Get it now before they take out some of those nice features.
Great.
Okay,
Thank
Scott?
you so much, Pat and Leo. Really love the show.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate
welcome.
it. Take care.
Don't go away, folks. Learn how to secure your PC with our dark tip guru, Kevin Rose. And still to come, there are some things you should never blog about. Rebecca Blood, Weblog expert, lays down the law. But first, think fast. We got Sarah coming at you with a Windows tip.
All right, think fast. If you're searching for a specific file type in a folder with tons of different extensions to choose from, there's an easy way to find them. So from the search option in the start menu, type in star dot and then the file type like doc, not cod, doc or cab. And you're done. That's all you have to do. Isn't that amazing? More TSS coming up.
Fun with the audience. Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Leo Laporte. Coming up in this half hour, another super cool dark tip from Kevin coming your way. Plus, if your BIOS password has locked you out, you can't get into your computer, our next caller has the same problem. We will help him crack the most dramatic, most strongest password on your PC, and we'll show you how to get rid of it. It's just that easy. She's one of the biggest authorities in blogging, the daily author of the hugely popular What's in Rebecca's Pocket blog, and the author of books like We've Got Blog, love that name, How Weblogs Are Changing Our Culture, and most recently, the Weblog Handbook, Practical Advice on Creating and Maintaining Your Blog. Blogging Maven Rebecca Blood joins us today. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome.
Hi,
it's great to meet you.
It's great to be here.
Do you meet a lot of bloggers in person, or is
I do.
You do now, don't you? There's kind of a culture going on.
Yeah,
huh?
but you know, I have since I started my weblog in 1999, and in 2000, a bunch of us went to the same convention.
Oh, that's
neat. And actually, bloggers always meet each other.
It's become a society. It's
an easy way to meet people.
Yeah.
I know someone who travels a lot for his job, and he sends emails to people ahead of time and says, "Let's have
Here I
dinner,"
come.
and he'll have 12 people at dinner every
That's
place
really
he
neat.
goes. Yeah.
For those who don't know, what is a blog?
A weblog is a website. It's frequently updated with entries in reverse chronological order, so the new stuff is always on top.
It's kind of like a journal.
It's kind of like a journal. They started out being about links, though. They started out being about, like, this is something really interesting I found on the web today. And then as the tools evolved, it became easy for people to post about anything at all. So now some are like journals, some are like opinion pages, like they link to an article and then they have paragraphs about what they think. Some are still about links.
Rebecca's Pockets, it tends to be kind of like that link blog, a traditional link blog.
Yeah, I'm not that interested.
You don't want to talk about your personal life? Whether you had waffles for breakfast? You don't want to do that?
I don't think anybody wants to read that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not that interested in that stuff.
There's a lot of blogs like that.
Absolutely. What I say is that everybody has a story to tell. And when people have a weblog, what they talk about is what they care about the most. And for some people, it's their job. For some people, it's their garden or their family. And other people, it's what they find on the web.
It's waffles.
Waffles, absolutely.
So there's nothing wrong with writing about waffles. Although I would think most people would have something a little more significant. Even a teenager would have something more significant to say.
I think people find that they have lots to say when they start with their weblogs. I've seen lots of weblogs go from being actually not that great, and in a couple months they're really good. People start to learn how to tell stories, and they start to pay more attention to the web or to their lives, the things they see happening around them. And so people really blossom into really good writers. There are many talented amateurs out there today.
It's amazing, and the depth and the variety of blogs are incredible. I found when I started writing a blog, I felt a little uncomfortable about it. It's almost like, gosh, is anybody interested in what I'm writing? You have to get over that kind of hurdle.
For some people, I think you do. Other people are always desperate for an audience. So I'm writing every day and nobody's reading my site.
How do they get more traffic?
I think the best way is to become involved in the weblog community. Link out to other people. Write emails to other bloggers. Comment on in their commenting systems if they have them. Or comment on a post that they've made on your own site. And it's sort of the way the web community works is the more you give to it, the more you'll get back. You can't just work in a vacuum and expect everybody to link to you.
They call it blog rolling.
Yeah, that's right.
Where you help somebody else out and they help you out and you kind of link to each other.
And it's not usually that direct. It's just becoming involved in the community and saying, you know, I was reading this weblog and they have something really interesting to say about this, or this is just a good weblog. Of course, the person that you link to is going to be flattered by that. And your readers then will go over there and maybe like that one as well. So it's sort of, the energy moves through the community that way.
Do you find, though, that because of that it becomes kind of an insular community and kind of self-referential? That's one thing I've noticed about blogs. I mean, it's kind of almost circular. I clicked him, who clicked him, and then it all comes around to the same place. We're all talking about the same thing.
It can be, and I call those web clusters. People who are interested in the same kinds of things tend to link to each other and link to the same kinds of things. So that can spawn really interesting conversations between those weblogs. But sometimes it does get a little insular. So I think it's good to kind of go outside at your own cluster once in a while and see what's going on.
Most people seem to have a list of blogs they read regularly. You have a list that you read every single day?
I don't have a list that I read every single day. I have a portal page now. It has probably, I don't know, 50 or 100 weblogs on it. I wouldn't have time to do anything else if I read all of them every day.
Who do you like?
Oh, there are too. You don't have. That's like asking me.
Because it's going to hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah, there are too many really, really good weblogs.
It's interesting because as it becomes more mainstream, some more mainstream journalists are starting to use weblogs in some interesting ways. Andrew Sullivan, for instance, is doing some really interesting. And some have said it's the future of journalism. What do you think?
I don't think of it that way. I call it participatory media. For the most part, most people aren't actually reporting the news themselves. They're linking out to stories that major news people have done, and they're commenting on it. They may be adding to it. They may be correcting things. The other thing is that a reporter tries to be fair and objective and give the complete story, and bloggers are no good at that at all. What a weblogger does is they tell you what they think.
That's what it's best at.
And I think that's what they ought to be doing. I don't think they ought to be.
Point of view.
Yeah.
And that's what Andrew Sullivan, to be fair, that's exactly what he does.
He's an opinion columnist.
He's telling you what he thinks.
Absolutely.
Like it or not. Do you sometimes think that blogs have become over-commercialized, that maybe there's, it's become too popular and you're seeing the mainstream kind of adopt it? Does it, as an early adopter, do you go, well, this is our place?
No.
No, it doesn't bother you?
I don't think it's actually as mainstream yet. I think it's just starting to creep into the mainstream. I still talk to people who have no idea what I'm talking about. So people who watch this show, I think, are kind of, they're ahead of the curve.
Everybody on this set has a blog. That's the irony of it. Surprisingly, you don't use blogging software.
No, I started my weblog before there was blogging software. I was managing websites at the time, so I knew how to do HTML.
And you still do it that way?
I still do it because I have a process that suits me. I have a nice little text editor, Notetab Pro. And,
love Notetab Pro. Let's give them a plug.
Yay.
Swiss product,
And I have a process. I write and I rewrite and I rearrange my entries. And if I was starting now, I would certainly start with a tool. But
is there one you like that you'd recommend
there are lots
people
of really good ones. I think if you just want to start out, Blogspot is a great learning tool. It's simple to use. It's free. You don't want to spend money on a hobby before you know whether you want to stick with that hobby or not. And after that, then there are lots of tools to choose from depending on how technically savvy you are. Radio is a very popular tool. You can be up in 5 minutes with that tool. I think you do pay a little bit.
It's $49, but you get a year worth of server service.
It's not expensive.
So that's a good deal.
And TypePad is a new service that Movable Type is putting out. Movable Type is a very popular weblogging software. And TypePad will host weblogs. They're not quite up yet in July.
Yeah, it's good to see Ben Amina kind of doing that.
Yeah, so those are the big three, but if you know PHP or you're more technically savvy,
there's lots of other stuff.
There are lots of other ones out there.
Do you see yourself blogging in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years?
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think I might be. Maybe not every day. You know, the busier I get in my outside life, the sort of harder it is to find the time to do it. But at the same time, when I'm away from my computer for a week on vacation or something, I start to miss having a place to say what I think about what's going on. So I think I'll always have some kind of a web presence.
It's nice to have a bully pulpit, even if it's just a little web blog.
That's
and
right.
Yours is not so little. It's Rebecca's Pocket, and you can go to it and learn more about Rebecca Blood on our website at thescreensavers.com. In fact, there's lots of information there about how to get blogging, and of course you can email Sarah from there, our blog mistress herself, and find out more about great blogs, get answers, and starting your own blog and getting traffic going and so forth. Stay where you are. Ed, our next caller, locked out of his computer. It's that nasty BIOS password. Can you get around it? Maybe. We'll see. But next, it's time to lock down your PC with Kevin's top 5 security tips when the Screensavers comes back right after this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the corduroy cowboy, ladies and gentlemen. Another celebrity in our audience, like the Ed Sullivan Show. You don't remember that, Kevin. The old Ed Sullivan Show used to stand, and in our audience tonight we have the corduroy cowboy, and then you'd stand up. And anyway, don't forget to register for the I'm sorry.
Was that on MTV? No.
Yeah, right. Oh. Register for next week's Screensavers LAN Party, powered by NVIDIA, the game. The new version of Wolfenstein. It's actually kind of a demo. I mean, it's free download anyway. It's called Enemy Territory. To aid in slaughtering Nazis, you can steal uniforms, build battlefield structures, and gain special skills and abilities. They continue through the campaign, but you got to work as a team. In fact, you can even be a medic if you don't want to shoot anybody. If you just want to be a pacifist, just be a medic. Go to thescreensavers.com. It's true. I'm not kidding. Click on Join Our LAN Party and register. Get the game, and we'll see you on Thursday. The Screensavers LAN Party. Actually, I won't be. I'll be in Mexico. Maybe I could play from Mexico.
You should.
That'd be kind of funny.
Bring the laptop and we'll fire it up.
That'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? If I can get internet access. All right, now, do you think your computer is secure, folks? Kevin, our dark tipper, who would know better? Who would know better about cracking computers than Kevin? He's got his five top ways to keep your PC secure.
I get emails all the time, people saying, you know, how can I keep my machines secure? Because I show so many tools that we use on how to get into machines.
Right.
It's time to show, you know, how to keep them secure.
Okay.
So tip number 1, turn off file sharing.
Yes.
We talk about this all the time.
Yes.
We always have callers that call and say, I got hacked, I had file sharing turned on. So let me show you how to do that. You click the start button here, and we're going to go into connect to and show all connections. And what this is going to show is all your different types of connections, whether they be an Ethernet connection or whether they be a dial-up connection.
And this is for XP, of course.
This is for XP.
Different than 98. But
I have also the instructions for 98 as well. But click on properties here for our local area connection. And you see here it says file and printer sharing. Just uncheck that and click OK.
That's it.
That's it. And that's going to turn off file and print sharing.
Very important. Actually, you might even broaden it to say turn off all unnecessary services. If you've got a web server, an FTP server, you're just as vulnerable.
Definitely.
Turn off all those services.
Definitely. Next thing that we always suggest is to run Windows Update.
Yes.
We're always saying
Very
run
important.
this. And some people don't know how to do it, so I'm just going to run by it real quick. Open your web browser, click on Tools, and then under Tools, go to Windows Update. Right in the top there, and that's going to launch Windows Update. And what this does is it scans your machine, takes a look at what's installed, what patches have been applied, and what need to be applied. And you always want to apply all the critical updates and make sure that those are all up to date. As you can see with this machine here,
we have done that.
We have done that, and so we're
Very
nice and
good.
secure.
Third tip.
Third tip, install a firewall.
Yeah.
What firewalls do you like?
I use Actually, I don't use a firewall because, like you, I have a hardware router.
Right. We use the Linksys.
Right.
I use Linksys firewall.
Linksys. But the software would be, of course, ZoneAlarm if you're going to use a standalone.
I have ZoneAlarm installed here.
Yep, like
it's
that one.
completely free, a free download. It's a great piece of software. A lot of people use this. Millions of people have downloaded it. It allows you to select the level that you're comfortable with, and then it prompts you. It says, well, the first time you launch your FTP client or the first time you launch your browser, it says, should I let this traffic go through or should I not?
Right.
And it's a great little piece of software.
And by the way, you don't need the pro version. Get the free one.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fine.
Use the free one. Why spend the
why
money?
spend the money?
Other thing real quick is if you have XP, you can go right back into those network connections, choose properties, and then choose on advanced here, and it has a built-in firewall into XP. Now this one isn't as advanced, it doesn't have all the options of customization that something like a ZoneAlarm would, but it's free and it's better than nothing if you don't have anything else. Or you
Better
don't
than nothing is the key phrase.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So tip number 4. We want to show some spyware killers.
Oh, very important.
Because spyware is always getting installed in your machine, whether it be through programs like, you know, there's LimeWire, not LimeWire, but Kazaa and some of the others, Bonsai Buddy. And you want to get that off there. So I'm going to show you Adaware. Check this out. This is Adaware here.
This is the new one, 6.0.
This is the brand new one.
I haven't seen
you
this
click
yet.
on Scan Now. Click on Next, and it's going to search all through your registry, your hard drive. Take a look. It's going to try and find any type of spyware or adware in your system, and it's going to allow you to remove those from your machine. And the cool thing is it backs up your registry keys, so that just in case you remove something that you weren't supposed to, you can go back and just click and restore that right away.
Very cool.
And the last thing I want to show you is a thumb drive here on securing your data. Check this out. This is a nice little USB thumb drive. In fact, we're going to do an entire roundup of them on Monday. And this uses biometrics. So you put your thumb on here. Let me show you. I'm going to click on my computer here, and then we're going to go to our G drive. And you see, when we launch our G drive, normally you would, if you had a thumb drive installed, you would see all your data here.
Right.
Well, I'm going to run this login program here, and then I'm going to put my thumb. It's going to say, looking for your finger. I put my thumb on the outside of the drive here, and boom, there it goes. Lets you right in.
Found your finger.
There's my secret files.
Wow.
And it lets me right in, and this encrypts all of your data. It keeps all your data completely secure. The other thing is, if you're trying to secure data on your PC, I also recommend PGP disk.
Yes.
Have you ever used that as well?
For encrypting, yes,
encrypting files?
absolutely, absolutely. Lots of good tips, and you got it all on the website. In fact, there's 10 total tips.
5 more on the website.
5 more to secure your PC and data. Head over to thescreensavers.com to check out Kevin's article. Patrick, my friend, my pal, my buddy, old pal, what you got coming up here? What's going on?
Leo, I think it's about time we checked in with our fine friends over at Tech Live to find out what mayhem they have brewing for this evening.
Hello there.
Sue me.
There's somebody whistling in the studio.
You didn't expect me, did you?
No.
No, you didn't.
The whistling was kind of a shock.
Yeah, I think that's bad luck, isn't it?
I think that was somebody else here whistling. It wasn't me. Anyway, you know that song, Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places?
Yeah.
Looking for love, what is
Lived
it? In too many faces?
Too many
Is that how it goes?
yeah.
Searching for lies.
In too many faces.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, that should be the theme song for the
Georgie
guy
Jessel, right?
that we're talking about tonight on Tech Live. He fought terrorism in the Middle East, but back home, it seems to be a whole different story. He's fighting all right, but this time it's for his reputation. This guy happens to be an Army colonel. He's accused of chronic courtship over the net. Find out how Colonel Casanova, as he's been dubbed, did it, and why there may not be much anyone can do about it. That's tonight on Tech Live.
That's a new
Basically,
term.
he's a dog.
He's a dog.
That's what we'd call a dog.
Or chronic courtship.
Chronic courtship.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's his illness, and we'll tell you about it tonight on Tech Live.
Thank you, Sumi.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's what's coming up on Tech Live right after this television program.
Still to come, we'll show our next caller how to beat his BIOS password that's got him locked out of his
With a
system.
stick.
But first, get web savvy. Sarah's got a tip.
I do indeed. If you're like the foo over here, you need proof that chicks actually do chat with you on AOL Instant Messenger. Ooh, but instead of all that cutting and pasting, follow me. From the conversation window, go to the file menu, choose save, name your file, save it as a HTML so that you can view it anywhere, and you're set. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome?
Awesome!
Thanks. Excellent. Stay with us.
You want to share?
I'm just laughing because my computer is so much bigger than yours.
So's your waistline.
Ed joins us.
It's on the phone.
That's true. From Cathlamet, Washington. Is it Calumet or Cathlamet?
Cathlamet.
Cathlamet.
He's horrified at us. I'm
Cathlamet.
sorry.
I said it all kerfluggered. What can we do for you, Edward?
Well, I recently bought a computer used,
Yeah.
and somebody put a password on the BIOS.
How dare they?
Yeah, and I can't get it off.
Yeah, I know.
That's frustrating.
So he wants to clear the password BIOS.
Should we explain it? For people who have never seen a BIOS password, which almost never happens, you restart a system, and basically before you get to the operating system, as it's just booting up, it's going to ask you to type in a password before it'll even initialize and look for the operating system.
Now, the problem with that is it's like the very first thing that's running on the computer, so you're going to, well, how can I crack this? How do we get to the boot menu? I can't remember on this thing. Is it F12?
Let's just say F2.
F2?
Delete.
I think I have to reset it. I was going to show you that password
it's so
menu.
fast.
It's very fast. But you know, the truth is you can't do anything in the BIOS setup. You can't even get in the BIOS setup. So what you got to do is you got to open up that computer. You got to unplug that thing. You got to pull the battery off the motherboard. There may be a jumper in some cases for draining the motherboard, but you want to drain the BIOS of juice. You're basically going to reset it. And by doing that, by clearing all the CMOS memory, it will forget that it ever had a password. It'll also, by the way, forget the day, the time, the settings for the hard drive, and all that stuff.
Yeah, all of the settings for the system. But yeah, if you get lucky, you know, check first of all, open up the system and find out who made the BIOS and who made the motherboard, and see whether or not they put anything that will allow you to maybe, you know, move a jumper and clear all of the settings in there. If they have that, you're home free. You know, your second step is horrible. You basically yank the battery and either drain it, if there's a provisions for that on the motherboard, or you let it sit for like 3 days.
It does take sometimes a while. Yeah, it's not.
You know, and every time you plug it back in to check, it's going to take however long you let it sit, plus however longer it actually takes to drain it.
Right.
It's really annoying.
So then I can go ahead and just leave it overnight, and I should be good to go.
Yeah, probably be all right.
Yeah. The worst I've seen was one took about, after you pulled the battery out of the motherboard, I think it took about 3 days.
Okay.
Do you have no way of getting a hold of the people who sold you this, or do they not know what the password is?
They don't know what the password is either.
Okay.
And so it won't let. It'll allow me to get into the BIOS, but not change anything in it.
Right.
And so
this'll work. This'll work.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Ed. I've done it myself. We've all done it. We've forgotten, you know, BIOS passwords, things like that.
I had somebody actually ruin a notebook because there was no way.
Yeah, it's a little harder with a notebook. How are you going to yank the battery? You can't even get in there. Thank you, Ed. Stay where you are, folks. We get down and dirty. We get medieval with viewer emails. Just a minute. We'll see you at the stairs. My computer's bigger than...
Be sure to catch tomorrow's show. We get the inside scoop on a teenager's rise to hacker stardom, and he's going to share some AOL security flaws with you. Plus, Kevin Rose exposes the new generation of USB 2.0 thumb drives. Are they really faster? And Andrew Hahn of Tech TV Labs is going to come by and demo the vaunted home media option of the Series 2 TiVo.
That's pretty cool. He gave me the demo of that. That's really amazing what you can do with
a lot of actually what people are hacking their TiVos to do. You can actually
well, I can still do more than TiVo would allow me to do with the Series 2.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's painful.
It is. It's very painful. I don't actually recommend it. But well, you'll see. I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
You're going to be on vacation.
Or Monday. I'm going to be on vacation for a week. But you guys will do great. You're going to be with Kevin, and I know Jessica's going to do it on Wednesday. That'll be great. Sarah Lane, the lovely and talented. Do you have any email questions for us, my dear?
I have so many. Let's get through as many as we can.
All right.
Jennifer wants to know, does Linux have the same issues with spyware that Windows does?
No.
No. Are there any programs made for Linux that will scan for spyware?
Not that I know of, but you generally don't need it. I don't know of any spyware programs that will work on Linux.
Most spyware programs are written for Windows operating system because that's where 85% of the users are.
Yeah, so don't worry. That's one of the advantages of using it. In fact, I think the same thing on the Mac. I don't think there's any spyware on the Mac, and I don't think there are any programs to get rid of it. Next.
Ooh. John wants to know why Kevin Rose, the Dark Tipper, never answers his emails.
Yes.
Way to go, Kevin.
Sarah wants to know that too. Why, Dark Tipper?
I get a lot of email. I try to answer as many as I can, but
whatever.
No, to be fair, wait a minute. Let's take a step. Sarah, do you answer all your email? Whoa. You answer all your emails, Sarah?
Let me
Every
explain.
single email?
My emails are different than Sarah's. Sarah's are like, you're hot. Mine are like 4 paragraphs of how do I fix my computer.
Same thing for Patrick and me.
Lies.
Patrick gets
lies. You guys know you write other things.
Patrick gets the email that says you're hot, and I get the email with the 4 pages.
Yeah,
no, it's very hard. None of us answer all our email because Yoshi answers all his email.
Yeah, but it's all girls for Yosh.
Yoshi, same thing. You're hot, right?
This is turning into an episode of Jerry Springer.
I would say I get. I would say I get about between 500 to 1,000 emails a day. I'm not answering all of them. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not all about you, Leo. Now is it?
Woo! How about another question?
Okay. I know that Windows XP has encryption. Is that effective enough to use over my wireless LAN?
Depends on the encryption you're talking about. The one that's most commonly used is encrypting the hard drive, which has nothing to do with your LAN.
You need a VPN for your WAN, and that's a whole other thing.
We got to go. That's it for this edition of the Screen Savers.
Yeah, because they've squeezed us over here. I'm Leo Laporte. Thanks for joining us. Back credits. We'd like to thank our guests, Dick Debartolo, Rebecca Blood, and you for joining us. I'll see you on the 24th.
Don't even think about it, cowboy.